hypnotized. I said my name is Juice, America's most. Ain't no half stepping, see you at the crossroads.
Money over on my install. Here lies young, getting paid for. Never take a loss on my install. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my install. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the install. Too late, you already there. It was written in the children's story. Your life's a so what you want? Every day I struggle with it. Only God could jump me slipping. I'm infinitely big through the genesis. Dead presidents, drop a gem on them. On earth, these the last days. Throw your get money, quiet storm. Have it thoughts. For the cream, renegade. For the money, only green is the I'm a player on the late night tips. So these see the prototype. Fingertips, reservoir dog to the skull. Ignorant. Can I live? Still film it, kiss to death, and protect your neck. Three boys in the Cadillac, grave digger, kiss to death, and protect your neck. Shame on the three boys in the Cadillac, grave digger. Money over on my install. Here lies young, getting paid for. Never take a loss on my install. Only take a when I'm dead. I be gang 3 times on my install. Been from the cradle to the grave. Now your favorite rapper name on the install. Too late, you already there. Right now I'm on the edge, so don't push me. Troublesome to 9 to 6. You a shook one, breathe easy, know the ledge. I'm your, what's that? I smell. Let me count my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run. Hi, my name is Dirk Cobain. Like a here I go to the next episode. Ain't no damn this explosive Beast Coast. Yeah. The mother ride or die for my strictly for my survival of the fittest. That's the sign of the police. I'm indeed covered. But I'm so deaf, God can't tell me nothing. Right is on my death certificate. Flashing like paparazzi. 2 words. Get money. Tonight's the night. Guess who's back on my block? Rather unique. Bucktown. This on that quiet storm. T-O-N-Y. Top of New York with a pitchfork.
Hey, I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights I just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp, I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now it in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo. Shorty wanna me cousin wearing gold. I came up and made it happen, now it's by the stove. Big inside this case is once. Do me dirty, I'ma find you lay out on the floor. 19 with a I got rich by myself. Rather do this alone, I wasn't asking for no help. They keep asking how I'm winning with the card that I was.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Trying to lay one up deep. He's got it at the 15. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 62 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Elliott now to kick this one away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. The shotgun snap for Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Great. Here we go. Waiting. Watch the screen.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Gerald McCoy in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Hey, we're good. 81. Here we go. Waiting. Go.
To throw is Wentz. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Here's Darnold, almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Detroit!
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
To throw is Darnold, being chased out left. And this is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Darnold from the gun. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Timmy Jernigan able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
This complete left side to Aguilar. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. First down for Philly. Wentz on target to Hollins. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Go. 180!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Lion. There we go, back man. 180!
Working from the gun, Wentz. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Great. Here we go. 180! 82!
Right back to him on 1st down. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Great 15!
Now it's Ajayi. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay Ajayi with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jets. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Throwing here on third down. Darnold. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken from just outside the 30. Fancy footwork at the 45. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Solid.
Here's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
20!
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the 1st down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
This is Ajayi. Fighting through. Ajayi's gonna go. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Ajayi on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hope.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Darnold. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Off of play action, Darnold. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. A play fake, and it's Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Anunwa, the intended target. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways. And
he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, ram. Here we go. 120.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Tokyo! Go. 20!
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Drops it off to Ajayi. Ajayi hit. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Lion.
Throwing on first is Wentz. And incomplete on the deep ball. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Good chip. Go. 120. Black, come on.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Leonard Williams, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
82. Here we go. 120.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This one through, and their lead will swell up to 28. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and gets the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On 3rd down, Murray. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. So we now proceed to the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On second down, Darnold. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. First catch for Bryant. He's got a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
Gone!
Faking the give. Darnold going deep here for Bryant. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
5-7. Sweetie. Great 15. Great 15.
They run again with a J. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Lion. Run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. The Eagles send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. New York set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Darnold now to throw. That's caught right side by Anderson. And he'll be out right at the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On first down, Murray. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 41. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Winston, the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. All day, punt.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Play action. Now Wentz. Going for the deep ball. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So out now come the Jets. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Darnold. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw. Unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
A handoff. It's Murray. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Back to throw, Darnold. Going with a screen for Murray. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They were forced to punt last time. Now I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They run with Ajayi. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, boys, here we go. 180! Listen!
Now this time Wentz will throw. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 38, and the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm. Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
List 5-2, list 5-2. Don't go. 180. Hold this. Man 5-7. Sponge. 82, 82.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Leonard Williams in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And New York set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. To throw on second down is Darnold. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
4 down.
On first down, it's Darnold. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he has landed on hard. Derek Barnett in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Darnold from the gun. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Jets on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Brandon Graham in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. It's taken to the 26. And running with power here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An excellent return that time. 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Let's 5-7. Let's 5-7.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Jay's going to go past the 20. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Elliott on for the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Elliott now to kick this one away. Raymond now on the return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And New York set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. 2nd down and 10, Darnold. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Derek Barnett in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. The Jets on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. 3rd and long. It's Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Anderson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4th down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Bryant with a catch right side. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 3rd and 2, Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He completes it to Bryant. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Open space inside the 10. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
But yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Philadelphia, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.